Python variables. In this video, we will learn about what are variables in Python, how to create variables, what is the meaning of Python is dynamically typed, how to get the type of value stored in a variable, rules for naming a variable, what is multiple assignment, how to assign one value to multiple variables, and global variables. What are variables in Python? Variables are containers for storing values. How to create variables? The syntax to create a variable is write down the variable name, the equal to assignment operator, and the value you would like to store in the variable. Python is dynamically typed. Consider that variable x is assigned a value of 5. X is storing a numeric value. This does not stop us to assign a new value of another data type to x. Let us assign a string value to x. X is equal to string hello world. Now x is storing a string value. Previously x is having an integer value, but now it is having a string value. Assigning value of different data types to the same variable is not possible if the programming language is statically typed, like C, C++, or Java, or something like that. Since Python is dynamically typed, variable types are determined and checked only at the runtime. How to get the type of value stored in a variable? Type function takes a variable as argument and returns a type object specifying the type of data stored in the variable. You can print this to the output using a print statement. Rules for naming a variable. There are 5 rules that you must remember while naming your variables. A variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. This contains lowercase alphabets, uppercase alphabets, numeric digits from 0 to 9, and underscore symbol. A variable name must start with a letter or the underscore character. For example, x, I, sum, underscore name, underscore sum. These are some valid names for a variable. A variable name cannot start with a number. For example, 25 sum. Since it is starting with a number, this is not a valid variable name. Sum 25. This is a valid variable name because it is starting with a character. Variable names are case sensitive. For example, name with a lower n and name with a capital N are two different variables. A variable name cannot be of any of the Python keywords. Now let us see some examples for variable names that are valid and not valid. Sum is a valid name for a variable because it contains only alphabets. Sum2 is a valid name for a variable because it contains only alphabets and numeric digits. ToSum is not a valid name for a variable because it contains numeric digit as the first character, which is not allowed as per the rules. Underscore sum is a valid name for a variable because variable name can start with underscore symbol. First hyphen name is not a valid name for a variable because hyphen is not a valid character to be used in a variable name. First underscore name is a valid name for a variable because it contains alphabets and underscore, which are allowed in a variable name. False is not a valid name for a variable because it is a keyword in Python. What is multiple assignment? We can assign multiple variables in one line using multiple assignment. For example, generally if we are asked to assign x with 10 and y with 20, we would use two separate statements to initialize the variables. But we can club these two statements into a single statement using multiple assignment. Variable names are separated by comma, then assignment operator, and then we have comma separated values. We need to make sure that the number of variables are equal to the number of values. If they do not match, we get an error. Assign one value to multiple variables. What if we want to assign one value to multiple variables? For example, we would like to assign a value of 10 to all the four variables A, B, C, and D. Usually, we can use individual assignments. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 10, C equal to 10, and D equal to 10. Or we may use multiple assignments. A, B, C, D is equal to 10, 10, 10, 10. There is a more concise way when we need to assign a single value to multiple variables. That is, A is equal to, B is equal to, C is equal to, D is equal to 10. Please observe that we are not using any commas. Only the assignment operator is there between the variables and value. Global variables. This video would not be complete without a global variable section. Now consider the following program. Name variable is a global variable. We can use that inside the function. We can also create a local variable inside the function with the same name as that of the global variable. Now inside the function, when we reference the name variable, the local variable shall be used instead of the global one. And we can also create a variable inside the function that can be used globally. We have to use the global keyword before the variable name. Fine, this is our introduction to the variables in Python programming language. In our next video, we will learn about the data types. Thank you for watching the video. If our content has been helpful in understanding about the variables in Python, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and help us grow. See you again in our next video.